All right, questions for General Manager and Head Coach Derek Fisher. Pre-game, we'll start with John W. Davis, Insider.
How you feeling this morning, Coach?
I'm good, John. I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So what I wanted to talk to you about was, did you make it a point to get a message across to your team that the team you're playing today is going to be different than the team you beat 2 times at Chicago, being that Dolson and Quigley will be back?
Yeah, I mean, the players watch. They watch their peers. They're watching the games. So we for sure made sure that they were aware from a planning standpoint, but it's not something we had to necessarily overemphasize. They are a different team, but I think that goes without saying, just based on roster construction and just like we're a different team with and without players as well. So we're looking forward to the challenge of playing a different version of Chicago, but they're also facing a different version of us. So we'll see how it goes.
Doug Feinberg, Associated Press.
Hey, Coach, good to see you today.
Thanks, Doug.
I got 2 for you. The first one is talk about the new additions you guys have to your roster that you didn't have before this game.
Okay, yeah. First with Christine and Christine was with us in the training camp. She was with us last year, and in Bradenton, and she's a young player that has a great deal of potential. I think at times she's shown the ability to really do a lot of positive things for us with her activity and her energy. She communicates really loudly on defense. She plays the game with a level of physicality and activity that is really important for us. And so we want to make sure in the front court that we have some support there for Amanda. While Mecca and Shanae are out, and we'll continue to assess and evaluate it on a daily basis to see if what's the best thing for us to do for the team. And then with Carly, in my first year here in 2019, similar situation with some bodies out of the lineup due to injuries, et cetera. And Carly came in on a 7-day contract and did some really good things for us. Like she's really solid individual. She has a history with this organization. And we feel good about adding her to our locker room. Even in this hardship type of situation, we think that she can do some good things that will help us. And today specifically, Carly's the only one of the 2 that could play minutes. But we'll see how the game goes and whether or not we get to that point.
Thanks. And my other question, you're obviously a basketball fan. You've been in the game forever. Is there any party that's a little sad that Candace can't play today, since she obviously gave so much to that franchise, to maybe get a nice ovation from the crowd or such for all that you put in to help that franchise, your franchise, for so many years?
Yeah, I think we still have some things planned, to show our appreciation for what she not only meant to us, but I think to the history of this league. It's the 25th anniversary of the W, the 25th anniversary of the Los Angeles Sparks, and Candace is and was a significant part of that history. So, I think not really sadness or disappointment for us or me specifically, but I think the fans that are tuning in to watch the game, anytime the best players in the world aren't able to perform for whatever reason, I think there's young girls at home that are going to possibly be watching this game that just won't get a chance to see the best players. No NECA, no Shanae, no Candace, but we're just hoping to try to figure out a way to have a chance to get a win.
Brady Klopfer with SB Nation.
Derek, after kind of having to go pretty reliant on the 3-ball on Thursday night, and now adding Carly, who obviously is a fairly good shooter and pretty good moving off the ball as well, do you anticipate getting her a decent amount of minutes either today or in the next few games, or do you view her a little bit more as kind of an emergency depth piece since you're so shorthanded?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it'll be, game to game, most likely, Brady. Like, I do think that Carly could go in a game and help us today, to be honest, like, because she understands who she is as a player. She picks up on things pretty quickly. We intentionally keep our menu pretty efficient so that players can really just focus on playing the game, not always thinking about exactly where they're supposed to be, but what's happening right in front of them at the moment. So what the amount of minutes will be from game to game, I think it'll depend on the situation. We don't want to put her in position to not be successful, and of course, as a team, we don't want to put ourselves in jeopardy as much as possible. If we can avoid that. So, she's definitely not here to just fill up a uniform and not use it. I do think that at some point, it'll be right for her to get out there and help contribute the way she did, in 2019 when she came back and joined us.
Time for one more for pregame. We'll go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach. Good morning.
Rashawn, morning.
With Carly being available, just could you share some insight on the timeline with Christine, whether it be protocols or what have you, to get her sort of reacclimated?
Yeah. With Carly, I mean, she's available today. Like I said, we'll see if the game, dictates that, we put her out there. I think, if there's anybody that could handle, being thrown into a game under these circumstances today, it's probably Carly. And then with Christine, I think we have another day or so just to make sure that from a protocol perspective, everything lines up, especially with her coming in from another team and another group. When she left our team, she was with the Dallas Wings for a little bit. But things are tracking in the right direction, and we anticipate that before we get out of here early next week, we'll be able to get Christine acclimated and hopefully be ready to help us on our 2-game set in Washington and Minnesota next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.